afternoon, Cotton Branch family. I hope you're having a great day so far. We have a few things to go over. One really important thing that we just decided as an organization, and we have been waiting so long to tell you, because ever since March, ever since this whole pandemic began, we have had a very difficult time just having our staff here. Animals are taken care of, everybody's good, they're getting the vet care that they need, but we were used to you guys coming out and helping, putting your hands to work, picking up poop, helping up with waters, helping with the debris pickup, helping with a whole bunch of stuff. And we made a decision today to go ahead and open up the volunteer schedule for everyone. Now, the only caveat there is you have to be 18 years or older, and there will be some safety precautions when you get here. So whenever you sign up, you can definitely, go ahead and you'll actually see the description of some of the safety precautions. But guys, this will fill up quickly because a lot of people have been wanting this to happen. So just to remind you guys, if there is a spot that you want to be there, the weekends tend to fill up very quickly, all. So go ahead and go to the link that I provided in the description. Our Saturdays and Sundays, we do not have a huge schedule. We limit it to about 2 people per shift. So if you're wanting to come out there, help help the animals, I highly encourage you to do that today. Because the likelihood that the weekends will be filled up in July in about 3 days is very, very likely. So just to give you guys a warning, of course we always need people throughout the week. We need people every single day, and so definitely check it out. It's going to be we love this. We've been waiting for this for months, so can't wait to see you guys, can't wait to reconnect with everybody, and it's going to be a great day. So like I said this morning, it is Thursday Thunder, or Thunder Thursday, however you want to call it. We have a live auction this evening at 6 p.m. in our auction page. As you can tell, there's been a lot of rain, and we're bringing the party indoors. So basically, we are having a live auction. It's going to be a lot of good items, a lot of jewelry, and also some other things. So I hope you guys can join us. Go to the Facebook group, Cotton Branch Auction for the Animals. I did provide a link in the description. Be there about 6 p.m. Eastern, and you guys are going to have a great time with that. But like I said this morning, I am going to go ahead and show a video. It's a pretty long video, so if you can't watch it all at one time right now, no big deal. Come back and watch the rest of it. It's from this guy named Mike the Vegan. He is a great explainer of some of things, and he really explains things kind of like on a very layman's terms, I guess is what I'm trying to say. And he's talking about sentient beings, sentient pigs, sentient animals. What is sentient? What is sentience? What is that? And that is really a core value for us at Cotton Branch. We believe pigs, who you predominantly rescue, are self-aware. They do feel pain, they feel happiness, they feel sadness. They have social groups that they create themselves, just like humans do. And so this video really brings it home. So this is a little bit of a longer video than we normally play, but definitely sit back, grab some tea, grab some coffee. If you can't watch the whole thing, come back and see it again. But really the question that you may want to ask yourself, are pigs self-aware? Can they be self-aware? Do they know that they exist in this world? And as a rescuer, I believe that. And as an organization, we believe that. So I'm going to go ahead and play it. I'll shut up. I'll be back after this, and we'll talk a little bit more about some other things that's been happening at the farm. And I hope you enjoy it. All right.
I'm Mike, and today, how sentient are animals? Are they just biological machines, or are they actually conscious? It's become very clear to me that most people are not up to date on the more recent science of animal sentience, so we're going to take a look at not just some amazing examples of animal awareness, but also some more recent studies, and just what the scientists have to say about animal sentience. First, to the most important definition, the word sentient. Quote, able to perceive or feel things. Great, let's get started. Throughout history, we made sure to separate humans from animals and deny them sentience altogether. It started with how animals don't have a soul, with people like Descartes in the 17th century, who regularly dissected animals alive, believing that they didn't feel any pain at all. Things improved as science advanced, but then people insisted that structural differences in the brain were why animals weren't sentient. But scientists now realize that while some parts of our brains may be larger or more active, we don't possess any new unique machinery or new brain parts that animals lack. And in the present day, it appears that there are still some scientists that deny animal sentience, but like climate change, there appears to be a scientific consensus saying that animals are sentient. Alright, let's look at what the scientists have found. There is this review that combed 2,500 papers and determined that animal sentience is ubiquitous in the scientific literature. They mapped out the presence of keywords in animal studies that describe sentience, such as boredom, contentment, and anticipation. From those keywords, they seem to have found an increase in the acknowledgement of animal sentience over 21 years, as this chart shows. That's cool and all, or you can just look at what scientists actually have to say, which is very clear in this milestone, the Cambridge Declaration on Consciousness, in which a prominent international group of cognitive neuroscientists, neuropharmacologists, neurophysiologists, neuroanatomists, computational neuroscientists, and even Stephen Hawking gathered at the University of Cambridge in England and signed this document acknowledging that humans are not unique in experiencing consciousness. But not that many people actually talked about it. It was in 2012 and everybody was just worried about the world ending. I mean, you probably didn't hear about it. But what did it actually say? Quote, convergent evidence indicates that non-human animals have the neuroanatomical, neurochemical, and neurophysiological substrates of consciousness states, along with the capacity to exhibit intentional behaviors. Consequently, the weight of evidence indicates that humans are not unique in possessing the neurological substrates that generate consciousness. In other words, there is no anatomical argument against animal sentience. More particularly, one of the brain structures used to dismiss animal sentience was the neocortex. One little flaw though, all mammals have a neocortex, so in that sense, you can't claim human sentience without also claiming gerbil sentience. Yes, our neocortex is larger, but it's not exactly a novelty. As the Declaration states about this, the absence of a neocortex does not appear to preclude an organism from experiencing affective states. Affective states means moods, feelings, or attitudes. So in other words, your brain doesn't need to look like a human brain or even a mammal brain to have your own state of awareness. One example of this is birds. Birds are frankly not that relatable for humans, and because of that, their sentience is massively underappreciated. But as the Declaration states, quote, birds appear to offer in their behavior, neurophysiology, and neuroanatomy a striking case of parallel evolution of consciousness. Evidence of near human-like levels of consciousness have been most dramatically observed in African gray parrots.
How many green block? Look on the screen.
This is a miniature logic problem.
Block?
Alex can't just count up all the green things, and he can't just count up all the blocks. Alex has never been trained with this particular collection of things.
How many green blocks? 2. Good. Parrot. 2 green block.
You want some water?
All right.
The reason that the gray parrot seems so sentient is that it has a very advanced language center in its brain. I mean, the parrot can speak some English. We can't even speak parrot. Just saying. But other animals don't necessarily have this ability that might be equally intelligent, which begs the question, what would a pig say? What would a dog say?
Descartes was, frankly, he was an idiot. He was an idiot, yes, I do believe so.
But if there's any animal that tops the charts at exploitation at over 50 billion killed and eaten per year, it's the chicken. Years back, I even used to refer to them as vegetables with legs, which I'm ashamed to admit. but the intricacies of chicken sentience will actually astound you. Alright, let's start with the 2 main points of why we misunderstand how sentient chickens are. Number 1, chickens are often confined or out of their natural habitat in which they don't develop their social order or develop fully mentally. It's a horrible image, but it's a bit like how a child locked in a basement probably isn't gonna develop that much. You get the idea. Number 2, we judge intelligence subjectively by how animals interact with us and not really objectively. Chickens are a very different creature, and unlike dogs who know how to interact with us and give us an impression of intelligence, chickens just aren't the same. Alright, let's do a quick lightning round per se of what scientists have objectively found about chickens. From this Scientific American article, a chicken, quote, can be deceptive and cunning, that it can possess communication skills on par with those of some primates, and that it uses sophisticated signals to convey its intentions. And it can solve complex problems and empathizes with individuals that are in danger. Yes, I said empathize. From this researcher at the University of Bristol who is researching chicken intelligence, quote, we found that adult female birds possess at least one of the essential underpinning attributes of empathy, the ability to be affected by and share the emotional state of another. That's more than I can say about a lot of people. From the book Chicken by Annie Potts, quote, chickens display feelings comparable to those of humans, such as grief, fear, or happiness. There's this paper by Carolyn Smith. She says chickens demonstrate an awareness of themselves as separate from others. They also establish a social order, also known as a pecking order. They have long-term relationships and show long-term memory. And from this study, day-old chickens can recognize geometry and do basic arithmetic that humans can't do until they're several months old. Okay, so we get it. Animals are pretty intelligent. We've known for a while that pigs are smarter than dogs, and now we can see that chickens are smarter than we previously thought. But what does intelligence really have to do with the capacity for an animal to suffer? Don't worry, I'm not going to get into graphic footage here, but here's a good quote from John Webster, professor of animal husbandry, aka not a vegan person at Bristol University. People have assumed that intelligence is linked to the ability to suffer, and that because animals have smaller brains, they suffer less than humans. That is a pathetic piece of logic. Sentient animals have the capacity to experience pleasure and are motivated to seek it, just like humans. But one might argue, how do we know we aren't just humanizing these displays of pleasure and pain, which are actually just reflexes that are programmed by instinct? Well, that might be valid if we didn't have so much documentation of things like anticipation and even post-traumatic stress disorder in animals. The sentience just goes too far. And to that I also have to say, aren't humans pretty dominated by instinctual reflexes? A guy might look at a hot girl and get a certain reflex. Even the pride and joy of human self-awareness or metacognition is challenged by a lot of animals, some of which we eat. The mirror test is one way to determine self-awareness, but how many animals do you think you pass it? Maybe just the chimpanzee? No, a pig passes it, dolphins pass it, elephants pass it, and even a magpie passes it, and its brain is the size of a pea. There are a lot of important points to be gleaned from this lesson on animal sentience, like how we spend so much time thinking about and looking for sentience on other planets while we actively deny the sentience of living beings on our own planet and go on to eat 70 billion land animals and 60 billion marine animals every year. On a personal level, a lot of this is because of our own biases. If you do eat animals, then you are calorically biased to think that animals aren't sentient. It's just easier that way. And it took me a while to realize not only that animals are sentient and suffer, but then also to adjust my actions accordingly. And now with the Cambridge Declaration on Consciousness and all of the just observational studies about animal sentience, it's becoming very clear that we as a society need to not only acknowledge sentience on a daily basis, but also adjust our actions accordingly. And I'm gonna say it, here it comes, yeah, go vegan, yeah. And one small note really quick, I have finally started a Patreon page so I can devote more time to making YouTube videos. Pretty soon he's gonna start popping out ebooks. Yes, it is a very typical YouTuber thing to do. Alright, thank you for watching, and so many thanks if you decide to become a patron. You're awesome. Alright, see you next time.
Simply put, I believe Descartes was misguided, and there's no other way of saying he...
Hey guys, I hope you enjoyed that. It kind of just lays out, really, what is sentient, what is, can an animal feel, can they experience pain and grief and that kind of thing. So I hope that kind of explain things rather quickly, and also help you guys think about that stuff. Because as a vegan organization ourselves, we believe that all animals have that capacity to feel, have that capacity to feel grief and feel happiness. And if you volunteer with us, which again I'm going to remind everybody, the volunteer schedule is open now, so you can actually go ahead and sign up on the link in the description and go ahead and help us out in the month of July. We're probably going to continue this all the way through the end of the year, which, oh my gosh, I cannot believe I'm saying this, because this is just what we've been waiting for. So we really want you guys to come out here, help us out. We probably won't be doing a lot of group events due to the coronavirus, but we will. We are accepting volunteers on a much more smaller scale, but for everyone age 18 and up. So thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you guys for watching the video, and we will talk tonight at 6 p.m. in our Animals for the Auction group. All right? Talk to you later. Bye, y'all.